Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome on stage Abdulkarim Al-Ghamdi, Executive Vice President Gas, Saudi Aramco.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm truly delighted to attend this event. I remember the first time when I came into Florence to attend Baker Hughes was 6 to 7 years after my start of career in Saudi Aramco. And it was really a unique experience, special appreciation to Baker Hughes for being part of my career development. Thank you. Let me first thank Lorenzo and the entire team at Baker Hughes for bringing us all together. As ever, there is much to discuss, success to share, and innovation to inspire. Coming together in the historic city of Florence is the ideal place to meet every year. It is the city of the Renaissance and home to an inspired Dante, an insightful Machiavelli, and an ingenious Galileo. All their names are written into history by doing things differently. They changed the world by innovating and breaking new ground. For example, Galileo's perfection of an early telescope transformed the idea into a tool to see into the heavens. He saw far further than anyone before him, creating a new vision for the humanity. We need that same vision now to see into the future of the global energy transition. Our shared goal to move towards a lower carbon energy mix requires significant collective endeavor. To reach our shared zero ambitions, we are and Aramco are investing heavily alongside our partners to become a major supplier of lower carbon energy. We are using cutting-edge technology to reduce emissions from our proven conventional sources while developing new forms of energy with low or no emissions. Florentine invention and innovations inspired us to leave a lasting legacy. We are committed to environmental sustainability without compromising global prosperity. Saudi Arabia Energy Minister, His Royal Highness Prince Abdulaziz bin Salman, has set out his goal for the kingdom to be known as an energy-producing country, not only an oil-producing country. We want to provide a menu of energy from different sources. This menu of options will support the transition because we know it will not be uniform, but unique in different parts of the world. That is why our CEO, Mr. Amin al-Nasser, has called for a realistic and robust transition plan based on multi-source, multi-speed, and multi-dimensional approach. A multi-source transition which incentivizes long-term investments in both new and conventional energy. A multi-speed transition which gives a greater and more practical attention to the special situations of lower income and developing countries. A multi-dimensional transition which recognizes the vast climate protection opportunities in other sectors like food, materials, and nature recovery. We believe this approach is ambitious, yet practical, and will support our sustainability and prosperity goals. And at Aramco, we practice what we preach. While the world still needs oil and gas, during the transition, we are focusing on the latest technologies to address our climate challenges. As we have announced recently, and it has been already mentioned by His Royal Highness, we are targeting an increase of 50% of our gas productions in just 5 years. This will be done alongside a major expansion of our domestic master gas systems, which is currently under bidding, connecting all regions in the kingdom, east, central, western, and southern regions. We are also proud the carbon intensities of our upstream's operation is still considered as the lowest in the industry. But the innovators of the Renaissance did not rest on their laurels after their early successes, and neither do we. We aspire to achieve even more, reducing that upstream carbon intensity further 15% by year 2030. Just like the collaboration between artists and intellectuals in Florence fueled the advancement of society in Europe, we know we will only fuel the transition if we work together. And this word has been mentioned a number of times. Partnership, working together is the way how we are going to achieve the transition. At COP28 in Dubai, Saudi Arabia and United Arab Emirates announced the launch of a new oil and gas decarbonization charter. This will align and accelerate our industry emissions reduction efforts. 50 oil and gas companies have signed up to the charter, representing around 40% of the industry. It commits partners to achieve net zero for both Scope 1 and Scope 2 by 2050, a commitment Aramco has made previously. It also includes aspirations to eliminate routine flaring by year 2030 and reducing methane emissions to near zero by year 2030. Carbon capture, utilization, and storage, which has been mentioned by His Royal Highness, can be an important part of this journey. Currently, we operate a successful CCUS facility with a capture capacity equivalent to 13 million tree seedling, capturing carbon over a 10-year period of time. We are also, and we are in the bidding, developing a carbon capture, utilization, and storage hub with our partners, which will be among the largest in the world, of a capacity of 9 million tons per annum. Hopefully, this project will be starting by year-end 2027. As the Executive Vice President for Gas, I'm proud that 70% of that carbon captures will start from our gas plants. And in 2022, we took part in the Saudi Arabia first carbon credit auction, unlocking the kingdom's first large-scale carbon sequestration opportunity. This reduces the impact of our emissions while improving our energy efficiency. The same can be said of the potential of new digital technologies, including artificial intelligence. The digitization of our industries presents a huge opportunity to derive innovation and value. The high digital investment now can deliver lower emissions and higher reliability over many decades. This is why we created our digital transformation company, which is named Aramco Digital, in order to spearhead digital and AI innovations in Saudi Arabia and around the world. From new cloud-based services to full-scale smart plants, we are pioneering innovative and integrated solutions. So we will continue to invest in our capacity to meet the growing energy demand of a growing world. And while we do so, we will continue our efforts to keep the carbon intensity of a barrel of Aramco crude oil among the lowest in the industries. As I said earlier, there are other items on the menu too. I know I should be careful when I talk about menu in Italy. However, this menu puts Aramco in a strong position on the energy transitions. E-fuels is available now, it's part of our portfolio. Renewables is part of our portfolio, and hydrogen is something that it's part of our plans. Over the next decade, we believe hydrogen has the potential to reduce carbon emissions, even with the challenges which remain to make it cost-effective, as been highlighted in the previous sessions. And despite the possibility of hydrogen being produced from multiple energy sources, hydrocarbons, specifically natural gas, will remain as one of the primary feedstock for its production. On this, Aramco and our affiliates, SABIC, received the world's first independent certification for our blue hydrogen and ammonia production. Following this success, we made the world's first commercial shipment of blue ammonia, which arrived in South Korea for power generation purposes. This was followed by a successful shipment to Japan too. We will continue to develop our production plans for this new fuel, which has the potential to power hard-to-abate sectors like heavy industry and aviation. From wings to wheels, our partnership with Stellantis has determined Aramco e-fuels can be compatible with 24 engine families in Europe without the need to do any major modifications or major vehicle modifications. The use of e-fuels have the potential to reduce carbon emissions from existing internal combustion vehicles by around 70% over its life cycle compared to conventional fuel. A statistic nearly reaching 90% is how many sunny days a year we have in Saudi Arabia. Complemented by ample wind, we have an ideal recipe for renewable power generation. Aramco is supporting the Kingdom National Renewable Program, and by 2030, our goal is to generate 12 gigawatt worth of power with renewables like solar and wind. That is enough to power about 9 million homes and could reduce Aramco carbon emissions by around 6 million tons per annum. A key component to this is the Sudair solar plant, generating around 1.5 gigawatt of energy. We finished construction last year, and I'm pleased to say that the plant has reached full operational capacity. It is not just the energy coming from the sky we are looking at, but that which comes also underground. Tuscany is the home of geothermal power, and in the west and north of the kingdom, we are identifying potential new sources of this energy ourselves. Using subsurface technology, we have mapped our potential sites, and drilling actually is now under execution. It is this kind of innovation we want to see from startups, which our recently expanded Aramco Venture Program invests in. This includes $1.5 billion sustainability fund, one of the largest venture capital program in the world for sustainability. Aramco's size and global reach give us a unique opportunity to develop and deploy the technologies created within the startup companies we invest in, helping to support our sustainability goals. It will complement our existing involvement in the oil and gas climate initiative of around $1 billion, focusing on reducing emissions in the oil and gas sectors. We are looking for companies to harness the spirit of innovation and invention, which put Florence at the start of the European Renaissance. It is this innovation which is helping Aramco, our emissions today, while developing the energy sources of tomorrow. And as we look to the future of the energy transition using the same vision, like Galileo, what we see may be daunting, but it's not impossible. It's not impossible, it is doable. Together, I know we can deliver. We partner to achieve the objectives. Thank you, Lorenzo, and thank you, Baker Hughes, for a great and exceptional event. Thank you.